Grace Randolph's breakdown of Rebel Moon's poor viewership numbers on Netflix. We're going to go over a segment from Grace Randolph's live stream that was done the other day about Rebel Moon and the viewership numbers on Netflix. We're going to go over that. It's only about 13 minutes long. She did film a live stream, it's only 13 minutes long. Before we get into that, if you're new here, please subscribe or check out my channel first time and you see if you like, please subscribe. If you're a current subscriber, watch. Also, smash the like button down below. Yeah, new and current subscribers, smash the like button down below. Also, share us out on social media platforms or word of mouth, whatever helps. Thank you. Help me help my channel grow. I really appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna go over this segment from Grace Randolph's live stream that she did. This is a Friday. Yeah, she did this Thursday afternoon. Okay, and where she goes over a couple topics in the live stream, about an hour long. But this is the second topic. It's only about 13 minutes long, and we're gonna go over and see what she has to say about the viewership numbers for Rebel Moon. And yeah, you know, my thoughts on the movie, not very good, but that's not the point here. The point is, how was the viewers? How was the numbers? Let's go take a look.
We made a promise to this family.
You see, there's a live chat there.
Lose it, then break it.
Here we go.
Rebel Moon viewership, and it's sad.
There we go.
It's sad. Okay, hold on. I got graphics.
Graphics.
All
Okay,
right,
here we
so
go.
Here is Rebel Moon's. This dropped right when I was editing Movie Math on Tuesday, by the way. I was like, are you kidding me with this? So I'd already filmed Movie Math, so I couldn't include this. So here is Rebel Moon's first weekend. And it came out, by the way, remember, this is only for a few days. But that's still, I'm going to compare it to some other movies that had the same situation. Let me ask you what you thought of Rebel Moon.
For about
Matt
6
didn't care
days,
for it.
54 viewers.
The RT score is pretty low. It's I was going to include it, but I don't have it. Critics, it's 25% for Rebel Moon, and audience is only 63.
Oh, who cares about the Rotten Tomatoes score?
If they couldn't get a higher than 63.
Oh, she cut out the Snyder fans.
So what did you think?
Oh,
of Rebel Moon?
Okay, she put it in the poll. I did not answer it because I did not watch the live stream, so I did not answer the poll.
Meh. Oh, it was okay. It was okay. Hated it.
Okay.
And then didn't watch it.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
So I did not answer the poll.
Anyone can vote in a poll. You don't have to be a member to vote in the polls. All right, so as you can see, Rebel Moon did 23.9.
23.9 hours viewed, 23.9 hours.
Its first weekend. This is for a full week, but this is for the weekend. Okay.
No.
It's not that far ahead of Leave the World Behind in its third week, although that is a full week for Leave the World Behind.
Third week, wow.
All right, so I have some other numbers to compare it to. But 23.9 is what we're dealing with. Okay. So here are the top movies. Let me make this so you can see it.
Red Notice. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
On Netflix.
I'm surprised.
Okay. There we go. All right. So most watched is still Red Notice. And you can see with this whole list.
Don't look up.
Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's first Netflix
movie. Yeah, Army of the Dead's not in there because it wasn't very good. It wasn't good.
Canada's Wonderland.
Sorry for the. I'm sorry for the advertisements.
Yet. But Extraction 2 is the movie to beat with about 135 million views. Look at Jennifer Lopez as the mother. That's incredible that's so high up. That's just absolutely amazing. They're definitely going to make another one of those. And, you know, so these movies are not all great. You know, I mean, there's clearly not a correlation in quality and viewership. So that what you think would help Rebel Moon even more. I thought Rebel Moon was okay. I mean, I thought it was very Zack Snyder-y. And I think its biggest problem was that it was only half a movie.
Okay, the biggest problem is very Zack Snyder-y. That's the problem.
Half, and nobody cared, which is, I think, not a great sign. But here's something that's also pretty bad. If you're looking for a movie that opened bigger than Rebel Moon, you don't even have to go back that far.
Okay, what movies are you talking about?
Here is the opening week for Leave the World Behind. Opening weekend for Leave the World Behind. And remember,
wow, Leave the World Behind, 41 million. Yeah, that movie is not that old.
Leave the World Behind did 41.7.
That's true. Yeah,
that's so much higher. That's just
that's true. That did come out earlier, a little bit earlier.
Then
big. That's big.
Leo, the Adam
Leo, the
Sandler
week
animated
before,
movie,
yeah,
did
34 million. Yeah,
34.6
yeah,
again compared to 23.9 for Rebel Moon.
yeah.
And then it gets even worse.
What's worse? What's
Here
worse?
is The Killer, which nobody really watched. Didn't make
Killer.
a dent at all. Even
Yeah,
with
I didn't know much
David
about the
Fincher
Killer.
and,
That's even
Michael
made more.
Fassbender,
Wow, yeah.
and that's at 27.9. That has a bigger
No,
number.
and those are all
These
Netflix
numbers
movies.
right
Those
now,
three are all
Christian,
Netflix
are
movies.
for just the first weekend. Just the first weekend, just like Rebel Moon. These are not 91-day numbers. But the chart that I had before here, this is the first 91 days.
Okay, this is the first 91 days. Okay.
And you can see those are the top things for other categories.
Yeah, the first Rebel Moon's
you
not
can
going
see
to catch
Troll
up
is
to
the
any of those
most
in 91
watched
days.
non-English
guaranteed.
film. Wednesday is the most watched English language show, and Squid Game is the most watched non-English language show. But that's just Lisa. You didn't like Leave the World Behind? I've heard such mixed things on that. Some people like it, some people hate it.
I haven't seen it.
But to me, so what went wrong with Rebel Moon? Because Army of the Dead did much better, and I think quality-wise,
I think Army
about
Dead
the
was
same.
shit too.
I think that he here is not coming off of the Zack Snyder's Justice League situation, which of course created like a huge frenzy around him and interest in what he was doing. He tried to recreate that with Rebel Moon by trying to say that just like DC had rejected him, Star Wars had rejected this script. So he was trying to create, I think,
this is not a
kind
script
of
for
feeling
Star
of like
Wars.
Zack Snyder's Star Wars. And it just didn't work out. I think because it's not very Star Warsy. As I said in my review, it's more like Dune, which itself is only moderately popular. I would also say that Zack Snyder, I think he's a very strong director and a particularly a strong action director. I think he's not a great writer. And also, I think he was held back by his budget here. He just couldn't go as far.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's held back by his budget. I agree there.
I wish he had taken the entire, like the 165 or whatever, and done both movies. I mean, just done one movie.
So we'll see how the director cut does.
And there's also apparently like a R-rated director's cut coming down the line, but I don't really think anybody's going to watch that.
Yeah, I'm going to say something about that.
This also begs the question of what do you do when you have a two-part movie when the first part doesn't hit? This is the exact same problem that Tom Cruise is dealing with.
Part 2 is going to do worse. Part 2 is going to worse.
You're just stuck with a second chapter that people have very little interest in.
Sorry if I'm clicking.
So I really don't think. I think that should be a trend that stops. I think they should make one movie, put their all into it, and then if it does really well, then you go and maybe make another movie.
I agree.
Let's see what the poll says here.
What's the poll say? What does the poll say? What does the poll say?
Here it comes. All right, 56% of you didn't watch it. Yikes.
56, that's
only 21% thought it was okay.
Wow, that's
13% hated it, and then a mere 8% loved it.
Oof.
That's rough.
That's not good. That's not.
I think to me it was the closest to Sucker Punch. I think he just went full Zack Snyder, and you should never go full anything. I don't think anyone should ever go full anything. I don't think Greta Gerwig should go full Greta Gerwig. I don't think Christopher Nolan should go full Christopher Nolan. I think this is why you have studio executives. And the streaming services tend to write blank checks for their creative talent. Apple's having the exact same problem over with their movies with Scorsese and Ridley Scott. Wace. I'm glad that I was helpful. Oh, Giancarlo, 20 memberships. That's so generous of you. Thank you so much. Very, very kind.
Well, somebody give the 20 memberships.
Oh, Nacho's pointing out that Maestro didn't even make the top 10. Yeah, I don't think that's going to materialize at all. That Bradley Cooper movie, I don't think it's going to. I think it's done. It should be done. I don't like that film. I think it's so offensive that it focused aside. What they did to Leonard Bernstein is why a lot of LGBT talent is reluctant to come out of the closet because they don't want their sexuality to define their entire career. Or to pull focus from it, and to instead focus on Leonard Bernstein's personal life and completely sweep under the rug. It's like they did an opposite. They put all of his achievements in the closet.
Army of the Dead. I'm going to read this guy's membership chat. Army of the Dead had B talent, and was Snyder's Return to Zombie Genre. Rebel Moon is D talent. Oh, okay. But they had A-list actors in Rebel Moon in both films.
I was just shocking because Leonard Bernstein, and I also, as I said in my review, it would be so much better to point out that it was LGBT talent that changed the classical music
Bernstein
the world of classical music in pop culture, and especially in the United States.
I haven't
I
seen
mean,
Maestro yet.
I was in awe watching Maestro to see Leonard
Okay, go back to
Bernstein
Rebel
sitting next
Moon.
to Aaron Copland, who does Rodeo, the Beef song, What's for Dinner, and to point out that it was this LGBT talent that popularized classical music and made the United States compete with Europe on that front, I think would have done so much for LGBT representation. It's just, I can't believe Bradley Cooper isn't getting called out for it, because I think it's just so offensive. So.
Okay, go back. Where she's quiet. Okay, she's reading. Obviously.
That's right, Big Witch. I think that I really wish that someone would point out all of the LGBT accomplishments for society.
Okay,
I mean, they're just
good.
Above and beyond.
Okay, could we get back to Rebel Moon? Nothing against that stuff. It's
That's
just
why I think it was great that Rustin pointed out that, that individual was so important in the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
Again, really, really important to point this stuff out.
2 or 3 minutes on non-Rebel Moon stuff. All right.
So any other questions about Rebel Moon?
Let's see, she's looking for questions.
Legendary Legend feels that Zach was the problem, and that Legendary says that Snyder was, maybe looking more for the drama of the situation instead of just putting out great projects. But, I believe that, Zack Snyder stands behind his work and feels very good about it.
Of course he does.
I think that's where a really strong executive comes in, who can be like, I love you, baby, but we got some things we got to change.
Yeah.
That's what a good studio executive does. Please watch The Offer on Paramount Plus. It's never too late. It's about the making of The Godfather, and I think it really finally shows how a director, a writer, a studio executive, and the producer, I'm sorry, that's that group, okay? All four of those individuals are supposed to work together and make a great movie. What the role of each of those individuals is. You had Mario Puzo as the screenwriter. You had Francis Ford Coppola as the director. I forget the name of the producer, played by still dealing with.
Let's see. Okay, let's go back to reading. She's going back to reading. Let's see what else she says. Okay. She's gonna end this soon. Okay.
The Offer. Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Oh, Davey, I'm so glad you watched The Offer. That made me so happy. Oh, Ben 10. She actually did a pretty good job.
Okay, she's done. We're done with that. She didn't really go into much detail, but afterwards she spent like 5-6 minutes on other stuff. So yeah. People are not watching this film. The word of mouth is not good. The reviews are not good. The critics didn't like it. That's getting out. It's not a good film. I don't like it. I'm not surprised. All this other stuff, all the other Netflix movies that did come out a couple weeks before this have better viewership numbers. Obviously, you could tell from the Julia Roberts movie. In the Adam Sandler movie Leo. I'm not sure about the Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore movie. She just pull up those numbers, but that's getting more nominated for awards. That's a Netflix movie, May, December, something. May remembered May, December. I'm blanking on that, but yeah, this is not good. Part 2 is gonna happen. I know there's gonna be the art cut. It's gonna be coming out in a couple months. I know some people they're just not gonna see part 2. I don't know if art cut's gonna. Arca has either two directions. It could get people vastly interested in part 2 again, or just be like, yeah, it's the same movie, just more gory and bloody and sex, but the same problem, story. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if part 2 has less viewership numbers, because I know there's some people who are like, nah, I'm not gonna bother watching this. But yeah, make sure to comment below, guys. Take care, guys. To your thoughts. So thank you for joining the Dissect, guys.